All right, there we go. We're just going to ask everybody to mute yourselves. Welcome, everyone. Everyone that's here on time, extra points for you, bonus points. This is so exciting. We are making history today. And just letting everyone in. You guys are shy with the chat. Drop in the chat where you're from, where you're joining us from, so we can see who all we have. Just going to mute everyone. You can unmute yourself if we get to a point where you need to ask a question or something. Pastor Anthony Shaminga, awesome. He's from Kenya. We have Kenyans, Ghanaians, and who else have we got on here? We've got lots. We have a lot of other people from different places in our group, and we're super grateful for all of your comments and your participation in the group so far. We're excited to Abu Dhabi. Awesome. We are excited to have everybody on here. We are truly making history today. We have been talking about doing Life Story Africa for a long time, and we've even started to get a few things off the ground, and then it was very obvious that 2023 is going to be Life Story year. And we're excited for those of you that have already used Life Story, and we're grateful for the things you have shared in the group. Those of you that have used Life Story, go ahead and keep posting your videos, keep posting your stories in our chat. We love to hear those. We will be uploading some of those to our YouTube channel so that people can see them later as well, because we want to spread the happiness and the good news of Life Story all around, so that those of you that are new can also learn it. So we're grateful today. We have Christine is here. She's one of our Life Story coaches from Kenya. She's going to be helping me teach this workshop today, and hopefully we'll get Timothy on here as well. So everyone's coming in. We have people from Nigeria. Uganda is represented. Awesome. Awesome, you guys. This just makes my heart full of happiness. To see the reach that this is going to have, and we are so excited. So by way of introduction, while you're dropping your introductions in the chat, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Becky Rogers, or Rebecca Rogers, and I live in Ghana with my family. We moved here in 2017. When I first wanted to come to Africa, I just wrote down on a piece of paper that I would come to Africa to do humanitarian work, even though I had no money to do it. I had no idea how it would ever be possible. And once I wrote it down on a piece of paper, miracles started to happen. And it took 10 months. I thought it would take me years to be able to come the first time, and it took 10 months. And my very first night in Nairobi, I met Christine. And the rest is history. And we have been working on Life Story together ever since. And hopefully Timothy will be joining us. He's one of our Life Story coaches from Ghana here. And we have so many stories. We don't have very much time today. We know you all have, data on your bundles that we got to get as much as we can, or as much bang for our buck. So we'll post more of those stories in the group. Just a quick update on how the community, the WhatsApp community is going. For those of you that haven't noticed, we have two groups in the WhatsApp community. One is the chat for the students, where you can ask questions, you can interact with each other. We will post videos there, but the other group is just for announcements, and only the coaches are posting in there. So anything that's important that you need to know will be posted in that chat, okay? In the announcements group. Okay. Awesome. We have some other coaches that are joining us as well, coming into our room, our Zoom room. I've had some challenges with Zoom today, and I could just tell there's some interference. There's been some interference. So we're happy we have persevered, and we're going to be blessed with an awesome, awesome class today. So So excited. I know many of you are new, don't really know what Life Story is about. So we are going to take a little bit of time to explain Life Story for you. And oh, I was going to show you my Life Story book, but now I don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is. I did this in the chat. This is my Life Story book, one of them. Okay, so hopefully by this time you have a notebook that you can use. It can be just a school notebook. It can be this kind of notebook, but some place that you can name your life story, that you will be rewriting old stories from the past to create the things that you want new in the future. Okay, so what we have found is that we have what we talk about, and our words are important. We'll be learning more about that as well. So, first of all, Christine, are you ready to talk a little bit about vision? Yes, she's going to talk to us for just a few minutes about the importance of vision and creating the vision that you want. So go ahead and you can unmute yourself. There you go. I think you got it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Christine, and I'm a life story coach in Kenya, and I'm so excited to talk about the vision. The Bible says that where there is no vision, people perish. Why do people perish? It's because the vision gives us a direction. It gives us a way forward. So if you don't have a vision, the way we talk about life story, write it down. So if you're not going to write it down, then you're not going to see it in your mind. You're not going to see the end result. So briefly, I'm going to talk about what does it mean without a vision, the people perish. This knowledge, the vision, provides a new vision that allows us to see God and His plan for us and see it more clearly. So when we are writing the vision, it gives us a clear roadmap to where we are going. So without a vision, don't have that clear vision. So it is very important for you to write vision down. And it is very important for you to have a vision, because without a vision, you are not heading anywhere. And that is why the Bible says, where there is no vision, people perish. So a vision is a way to answer your own prayer, like where you are heading. So the importance of having a vision. So having a vision places a purpose upon your heart, upon your story. And it gives you a destination, because now you know the importance of having that vision. So it gives you a roadmap. It gives you a destination to where you are heading. So in your mind, you know you are heading somewhere. Importance of having a vision, it provides also a clear roadmap to where you are going. Having a vision ensures that your life or your goals remains focused. You have a purpose, you have a practice. And then we read the book of Habakkuk, where it says, write down the vision. You have now to write down your vision. Even though it is going to tarry, but it is going to come to pass. Becky has just said that me and Becky, we wrote down that we are doing this, we are going to Ghana, we are doing this, we are doing this. And it came to happen because we had written it down. So when you write the vision down, it's like you are inviting God to be part of your plan. It's like you are planting something, you know, like when you write it down, you have faith that it is going to happen. So Habakkuk, when you put it in life story, it is like the thought, like the creative thinking, the creative thought. Now you know that, now turn it down, you know that your mind is the soil and it is fertile. Whatever you plant in, it is going to manifest. So in our story, we say write down. So we are putting our seeds, like we know what we want. I want a new car. I want to go to driving school. I want to be healthy. Those are my seeds. So when I put it down, I have put it in my mind. They are going to manifest. So my mind is my soil, my garden. Everything I desire to plant in my mind, it is going to grow. So my thoughts, what are my thoughts? I have to be very careful. What am I choosing? So most of the time we end up choosing what we don't want because we know what we don't want, but we don't know what we want. So you have to be very careful when you are choosing your seeds. So what are your seeds? Your thoughts, your mind, the soil, and then the result you want to manifest. What you want to manifest, that is the end result, the out picture of the desires, the things that you want to see happening in your life are the end result of everything you're going to manifest. I think my 5 minutes are over. Thank you.
You can just go. She's a great teacher, and I'm so grateful whenever she is willing to whenever she's willing to teach us. We always learn from Christine. That's awesome. Do we have Timothy? Timothy, are you here? I think he's here. Let's see if he can unmute himself.
Yes.
Yes.
He's here. Okay, Timothy, can you talk to us a little bit about the importance of your words? The importance of your words and how you use your words, your thought words, and the difference between your thought and spoken and written words.
Thank you. So I'm Timothy here, and it's great meeting you guys. You know, it's wonderful to be here, and we are here to impact ourselves. And talking about words, we should know that words are very, very important. You know, you should know that whatever you said will come to pass. It doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative, it should come to pass. So one thing I normally tell my people is, don't say what you don't want, okay? Words are so powerful, your intention is so powerful, and so are your expectations. These three works together, So in fact, anytime that you are going to say something, I love something about Becky, our mentor. She have a lesson that, in fact, inspired me a lot. He says that, is that what you want? So anytime that you are going to say something, know that what you are going to say is going to transform into your life. So ask yourself, what I'm going to say, is it, assume that it happens in my life, will it be what I want? Our words are so important. So we should choose our words carefully. And we should also think about our thoughts, because whatever you think about will come about. And whatever you think is what you said or what you are going to say. So we should make sure that we know what we are saying. We shouldn't just open our mouth and then say anything that we want. No. In fact, I've learned a lot through this life story transformation. Now I choose my words carefully. I choose my thoughts carefully, and I have a good intention, and I also have a good expectation, because most people expect things that they don't want in their lives. They expect things that will destroy their lives or other people, but you should know that whatever you are thinking to happen to other people will also happen to you. So all the time, make sure that you plan your thoughts well and use your words well, because they will come to pass and they will transform your life according to the words that you use. So Becky, I'm so grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to share something about how powerful words are. You know, God used words to create the universe. He used words to create everything, and he created us in his own image, which means that we can also use words to create whatever we want. So if you are not careful about the words that you are using and use it wrongly, then know that your life will also be in the same. So it is better you take care of your words well and ask yourself, is it what I want to happen in my life before you speak? Thank you so much, Becky.
Awesome. Thank you, Timothy. So I think what you are saying is that we should be watching our words, because sometimes we say things out our mouth and we don't realize that what we say is going to come to pass. So every time we say something like, oh, I don't have money, right? If I say, oh, I don't have money, then what is going to come to pass?
It means that you will not have money.
You'll not have money. Or every time we say is difficult, though,
then it's going to be difficult.
it's going to become more and more difficult, right?
Yes.
And many
Yes.
times we will just say things that we don't even mean. We don't
Yeah.
mean anything by it. It's just something that comes from our mouth because we are not used to paying attention.
Yeah.
But what I think you are saying is that we have to pay very close attention to everything we say.
Every word that proceeds from our mouth, we should be careful about it. Pay good
Right.
attention to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have three different kinds of words that we use. The words that we think, right, are thought words. Sometimes
Yes.
we'll just think something and then it will start to come to pass. It will begin to come true just from thinking about it.
Yeah.
But if we say it out loud, then what happens?
They become more powerful.
It's more powerful. Yes. And what is more powerful than something spoken?
That is something written.
Something written, something
Yeah.
that you have written down.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see on social media, on WhatsApp, or on Facebook, or on Instagram, I will see people that will post things and they have written down their words, talking about all of the things they don't want, the things that
Yeah.
they do not want. And I know because they have written it down, it will come to pass very quickly,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Now, when we are learning life story, we are learning a different way of thinking. We are learning different thought words, right? But sometimes our brain is used to acting in a certain way. It's used to thinking in a certain way. And it takes us some practice to learn how to think in a different way. So while we are practicing our different thinking, writing down the words that we want in our life story book will help us change our old stories while we are still working on what we are thinking and what we are saying.
You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
true. So anytime we are saying something, we should know that we are going to face exactly what we are saying. So now when you said, I am sick, then you should know that you are going to be sick, even though at the moment you may not be sick. But once you use the word you are sick, you are going to be sick. And if you say you don't have money, things are hard. A whole lot of things that we normally say, which are not good for us. Anytime you are saying those things, then know that you are going to face them. And you are the creator of your own conditions.
So what if you are afraid of being sick?
Then you should rather think of being healthy, because fear will create more sickness, because whatever you are afraid of will come to pass. So
Right.
instead of being afraid, you should rather have faith that you are strong. Then that will help you become stronger.
Because even if you are afraid of something, or you are afraid of not having money,
Then,
or you are afraid of something wrong in your relationship, oh, maybe he will leave me. Oh, maybe she will cheat. Right? If you are afraid of those things, those are in your thoughts,
mind. Yeah.
in your mind. And they are already starting to come to pass unless you change it.
And surprisingly, when it happens like that, we don't know that it happens because of our words. We rather blame other people's and other circumstances, but we don't think that it comes from us. But the moment you begin to realize that it comes from you, then you can change your words and your thoughts.
Yes, yes. So in all of the things, we should make sure we are checking our words. And the first step is to listen to the things that you say. Listen to your own thoughts. Many times our thoughts and our words, they just run away. And we don't check them. We just let them. And that's why the phrase he has taught you, is that what you want? I had a mentor that said that to me one day. When I was talking about something like the weather the weather is difficult, something. And he said, oh, is that what you want? And I stopped myself and I thought, no, that's not what I want. And he said, then don't say it. And ever after that time, I have practiced listening to the words that I say. So ask yourself, whenever you say anything, is that what I want? And then don't say it. If it's not what the thing that you want, don't let the words come out of your mouth.
Don't say it, yeah.
Don't say it. We must be very careful and guard our words so carefully. Now, one of the things Timothy has taught is about the creation of the world, right? How did God create the world? How did he do that?
God used words to create the world.
Right.
Yeah.
He spoke it, and then it came to pass, right?
Exactly.
He spoke it and it came to pass because the power of our words. And in some of our training later, we will be going into much more detail about this, much more detail about why this works, why this is the way it is. But for now, just for the sake of time, we'll just be going straight into, we're going to teach you tonight some rules for the words that you use. Okay, when you are writing your life story, there are 3 main word rules that you need to do it. Okay. The first one is you need to write it in the first person, which means like it's happening to you. This is for me. I am only writing my life story for me. I cannot write a life story for Timothy or Christine.
No. Yeah.
Or anyone that's on this call. I can't write one for my husband. I can't write a life story for my child. If they are grown children, I can't write it for them because I can only write for myself. I can only create my own life story because I have to choose it for myself. So whenever you write in your life story, you're going to write it in first person, which means you're going to say things like, I am, I do, I this, I that. Okay? Very important. It's the first rule. You won't say, oh, he does this, or we do this. It's just for myself. So first person means I do it. Okay? I was going to see if I can find a few examples in my own life story to share with you. And actually, it's funny because going through my life story, looking at this, I have seen so many things that have come to pass. That actually, it's time for me to move some of them out of my life story book because they have come to pass. Okay, here's an example for myself. This is something from my own life story, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, I write down, this is one I am still working on. Okay, I'm just telling you because you will know I am also working on things in my life story. My body is healthy and strong. My joints are flexible and perform all their functions easily. I love feeling strong, having plenty of energy, and feeling motivated to do everything that falls in my responsibility. Okay, that's just something very short, but you can see I have used the words my body. I love feeling strong. It's just I have written for me. So that's the first word rule. Okay. Second word rule. You have to write it in the present tense. You have to write it like it is happening now. So in that example, did you hear me say, my body is healthy? Not my body will be healthy or my body was healthy. No. My body is healthy. My joints are flexible. Now, I went on for this section. This is the section that I wrote about my body and my health. Okay, we will talk about the sections that we can use. But I wrote down, I get enough sleep and awake, refreshed and rejuvenated. Everyone who knows me knows that has not been the case in the past. Everyone who is laughing right now, that's why. That's because they know this is one of the things I'm working on is getting enough sleep, because sometimes I stay up late working on things, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote this, I get enough sleep. I didn't say I will get enough sleep, because that will be in the future. I did not write, I want to get enough sleep, because if I write want, that means I don't have. And when I write, I want something, it means I'm going to want it more, which means I don't have even more, or I have even less.
Yeah.
Right? Anytime you use the word want, so don't use the word want, don't use the word will, because it will put it in the future and you will never have it. So you're going to write it like you already have it, like it's happening now. Okay. All right.
So, Becky.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I get you clear, so you're saying that even though if you are not in that condition and you want a better condition, you should write it as if you are having the better condition that you
Yes.
expect. So
Yes.
you should feel yourself as if you are in that condition at the moment. So that's how you should write.
Not.
Even if you are not, okay.
Yes. So this is something that I have been working on, because it has not been true in the past. But I say it's like telling the truth in advance. The thing that you want to happen, you have to treat it and write like it is already so, like it's already the case.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to write it like it's already happening. Let's see. I wrote a whole paragraph about my sleep here. And actually it is shifting some. I have to just keep letting it shift.
Yeah.
Okay. I wrote, I love feeling strong, energetic, and well, so I am the most productive possible throughout my day. And then I wrote all different kinds of things. I wrote about my immune system. Because this is my body section on my health. So I wrote down my immune system is strong and vibrant. And then I wrote all kinds of things in here about COVID antibodies even, and all of my family members. We all have robust, like we're all healthy. Our immune response is strong. I wrote about my my fitness. Okay, I'm going to tell you a quick story. We have a lot of people coming in still. Okay, that's because Africa time.
Of course.
So this is one thing that I wrote down in the summer, because I needed to travel to Kenya, but my visa wasn't finished for like a few months. It was taking a long time for me to get my visa. And every time I would talk about my visa and how I was worried about my visa, that I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. And one day I realized I don't have it because I keep talking about how I don't have it.
Yeah.
Right? So I rewrote here in my life story, I wrote a section about having my visa back, because I needed to start to travel the next day to start on my way to Kenya. So I decided I need to tell a different story about it. So I rewrote this section about my visa and having it back, and that it's finished and it's all processed, and that I have it in my hand, and what it feels like to have my visa in my hand, that I now have it. And the following day, they sent me a message and said, your visa is finished, you can come for it. So that is part of the beauty of life story, right? So think of the thing in your mind that you are wanting to change, and think about how you talk about it with your family, with your friends, right? Think about all of these things. Okay, the last rule. So the first rule, does anyone remember the first rule? First rule, first person, I do this, I am this, right? This is happening. Second rule, Write it in the present, not in the future, not in the past, just like it is happening now. Okay. The third rule is you have to make sure. I think Christine talked a little bit about this in the beginning, about how if you use the words like, oh, I don't do this, I don't do that, I never do this, the subconscious mind won't ever hear the not.
Yeah.
It won't hear the not. It will only hear what comes after that. So you have to use only positive words. No negative words. See that? I just used 2 negative words right there. No and negative. So we have to cut those out, because if you say, I don't do this, I do not do this, or I never do that, your subconscious mind will only hear. It makes me laugh every time I see a sign that says, do not urinate here. You have all seen that sign, right?
Yes.
You have all seen that sign. It says, do not urinate here. Where does everyone urinate? Right?
That's
there.
Yeah.
Right? Because the sign says do not, and everyone's subconscious mind only sees urinate here. Sorry, we got too many. Sorry, Timothy, if you need to unmute yourself, you'll have to unmute yourself because I muted everyone. Okay, so the point is, people walking by, even if they don't need to urinate, all of a sudden they'll start thinking, hey, I kind of feel like I need to urinate, even though they don't know why. And because they have just seen this sign in their with their subconscious mind. If you tell a child, don't do this, don't do that, right? Or maybe it was Jemima in the video she just posted. It was Jemima's video she just posted. That's where she talked about it. You tell a child, don't do this. And that is the thing they will do, because the mind doesn't work like that. So we have to only use the words that you want to come to pass in your life story. Okay, now, when I wrote my life story in the beginning, even though I know the word rules, I made a few mistakes because I just didn't see them, because I was too close. This is one reason it's important that you have a coach or someone who can help you, or you be in a life story group where you can look, you can share with someone so that they might see something that you didn't see. They might say, oh, you have one negative word here, just change this piece, right? Your coach can help you with those kinds of things. It will be very important. Okay. Are there any questions about that? If there are any questions, you can put them in the chat. Okay, and I will look through and see if anyone has any questions. Okay, awesome. I love the comments. Everyone look at the comments in the chat. There's a lot of great comments. Okay. Christine has told us about planting the soil. Christine, do you have anything more about planting the garden in your mind? You talked a little bit about the soil, but is there anything else you want to add? And you don't have to have anything to add, but if you do, I just want to bring back that idea one more time.
Okay, putting the seeds in the soil, it is like you now know what you want. You have chosen the seeds, which are your dreams, your goals, whatever you want to achieve in this life. You set them aside, like you write them down, and then you're going to write each piece in the present tense, in the first person. And then when you are writing it, it's like you are planting the seeds. And before you plant the seed, like in the normal way, we always prepare the land. We always prepare the land. We always know what we want to plant and what season it is. So in the real life, when we are doing the gardening, we do fertilizers and remove the weeds and those kind of things. But now in our mind, when we are writing it down, we think about what is the weeds, what are the negativity. So you remove, you create space For you to get the positive things that you want, you have to move to create space by removing the negativity. Like, I am beautiful. Instead of every time you go into the mirror and you say, like, look at this wrinkle, that is negative. So you change it into, look at this glowing, beautiful woman. So when you're writing your goals, you don't say, like, look at this poor woman. You say, like, look at this amazing, abundant woman. When you are writing down, because you are writing about yourself, you are putting the seeds down because you know the result, the end result. You're going to have an harvest. You're going to manifest your dream. So you have to do it with a lot of passion, with a lot of energy, positive energy. And the universe understands the language of feeling. How are you feeling? Like, you're not going to take your life story and start writing when you are gloomy, when you are sad, when you're not in that happy place, because the universe understands the language of your body, like the feelings, how are you feeling? So when I'm writing my life story, I want to do it because now I'm planting my seeds. I want to do it when I'm feeling so happy, when I'm in that happy place. Right.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So she's talking about when we plant the seed, you are planting the seed when you write it in your life story, right? You are planting the seed in your mind, in the garden of your mind, when you write it in your life story. Then there are some other things that can help you to make it come to pass, right? Okay, a couple of questions coming in. These are great questions. Request to please repeat the third point. The third point was making sure you only use positive words. So no negative words. You don't say don't, I never, you don't use that language. You only use the positive words of the things that you want in your life. Alex, we're going to come back to this question in just a little bit. That's a great question. In fact, coaches, I'm going to throw it out here so you can see it so that you can also think of the answer. He says, my question is, sometimes you will set a vision for yourself, but that vision never comes to pass. Why? Super good question. Okay, coaches, you can work on that. Okay, in the meantime, Timothy, do you have anything to teach us about the power of intention and setting the intention? What does it mean to set an intention?
Intention
Why is that important?
So powerful, you know. Yeah, it's like how you want something to be. Okay, assuming that you are not what you want to be at the moment. Okay, you are, let's say you are not financially sound, but you have intention to be rich. So you set that intention that you are rich and everything is good. And once you set that intention, you should also expect it. Okay, you should also expect it. And there's a word in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21, which says that death and life are in the power of the tongue. So the words that you are speaking are very, very important. Sometimes you should write some affirmation concerning your intention. So once you are repeating those things to yourself all the time, it helps put more fertilizer on the seed for it to grow faster. So intention is very, very, very important. You can decide how or what you want the future to be by setting a good intention for yourself, your health, your finances, your business, your relationship, or whatever. You can set that intention. You have the power to do so because you are also a creator. God created you in his own image, which means that you are also a creator yourself. So whatever intention you set might come to pass. Only that sometimes we set negative intentions and it comes to pass and we blame other people. By the time you realize this and you begin to set good intentions, then you have a good result.
Thank you. So we set intentions all the time.
Of course.
Right? We set intentions all the time. If you have planted a garden, you have set an intention that it will grow. Unless you set an intention that whenever I plant a garden, it doesn't work out well. If you have that belief, you are setting the intention that it won't work out well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But usually when you plant a garden, you set an intention that you will have a harvest, right?
Yes.
In the kitchen in my house, I set an intention that I will be cooking in this place. So how do I set that intention? I put all the cooking stuff in that place, right?
Yeah.
I set an intention on my bedroom that I will be sleeping in that space.
Yeah.
That's why it has a bed in it.
Bed. Yeah.
Right? In my sitting room, I might have a couch or someplace to have visitors. So I set an intention on that place that the visitors are coming to that place.
Yeah.
So we set these intentions all the time, Only sometimes we set intentions for what we don't want.
Yeah.
So we have to recognize that we are always setting intention, make sure that we do it. I will post a video in the group today or tomorrow about more about intention and how you can feel what intention feels like in your body. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
And to add
go
to
ahead.
what you just said, Becky, yeah. So intention, sometimes, people go to work, like people who have shops, they are going to work, but instead of saying that today I'm going to make a good market, they say, oh, today people don't buy. Today sales are not good. And then they go and then they will stay at the shop the whole day and nothing will happen. They will come back, which confirms their intention. So then they will keep on saying it. But instead of changing their intention that, okay, today I'm going to make a good market. And if they do that, then things will begin to change for them.
If they set an intentional intention.
Yeah.
On purpose to have a good day about it.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Christine, do you have any examples of intention or any ideas of intention that are on your mind? I know you are very good at setting intention, powerful intention.
I have this example. This year, me and Patricia, we set an intention that we wanted to have we are going to sell like 700 kits every month. And just before, even on 10th of this month, we have received a lot of orders that I'm now even afraid. Why did I set this amount? Because now, the orders are just streaming in, and I'm like, Patricia, what are we going to do? Because we need this, we need this, we need this. Now I'm having even 2 clients who want to come on the same day, and sometimes I'm not even available. So I was asking Patricia, can we do something? Because it is flowing, because we set the intention. We had this intention that this is what we want every month. And I told Patricia's husband, this is what you want. So we are setting intention for this. And I'm telling you, money is flowing in. Let me just say, money is flowing in.
Yeah. So you set an intention for what you want to have happen in your business. Mm-hmm. I think Timothy has also set an intention last year for how many cars he wants to buy in 1 year.
Yeah, we set intention to buy 10 cars last year. And exactly 6 months, that's June, we bought 7 cars. So we decided to go into land and we decided to go into land and building, that is real estate. That's why we couldn't buy the 10. But we set the intention to buy 10, we bought 7 exactly 6 months time.
And then you changed your intention.
Yeah. So my intention, my intention was to buy 10 cars. We bought 7 at 6 months, which means I can complete all, because it's only left with 3 cars, okay, for the rest of 6 months. But we change it to real estate programs, and that part is also functioning well. So anytime you set the intention, which is positive, and you stand by it, setting intention is one, and standing by it is another. Okay, people set intention 1 or 2, then they leave, and then they don't care, or they think that it will work automatically. No, it doesn't work like that. You should stay by your intention and work on it every day. Okay, that's only then that you can have it happen in your life.
So let me ask you this. do people sometimes set an intention that they can't ever afford a car?
Of course. There's
Yeah,
a
and
guy.
that's an intention, right? They have set
Yeah.
that intention.
Yeah. There's a guy who came to me that he wanted to buy a car. So I'm not selling a car. He said, what about so many cars in my house? I said, no, I'm not selling them. Okay. It's a family use. But you can buy one. I can help you buy one for yourself. He said, okay. You want a whole a used one. And I said, but you can buy a new one. I said, look at me, how can I get money to buy a new one? I said, what are you telling yourself? You are telling yourself that you cannot get enough money to buy a new car for yourself. So I have to take him through that process of changing his belief. So yes, people said intention that they cannot even afford 1,000 cedis. Can you believe it? I say, please, can you give me 1,000 cedis? Look at me. Do you see? How do you see me? Do you think I can afford 1,000 cedis? Which is, in fact, I've said sometimes when I hear it, and at first I don't know until I met you and you walk me through it. So this time when people say, I try to help them to know that the kind of words that they are using is totally destructive.
Yep. We set intentions all the time. So we have to make sure we set the right intentions of what we want. Yes. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to take you through the 6 areas that you can write about in your life story, okay? We are going to do a class in the month of February, 4-part class, where we'll go into much more detail on all of these things and about how to water your garden well and to how to make it very, very productive and to make it very, very powerful. Okay, so and I'll give you information about that. But first, I want to show you the 6 areas that I use to write in my life story. So if you have a notebook or you have your life story book, you can write these down. Okay, these are the 6 areas that I use when I write my life story. The first one is my body. Okay, that means my health. And I will write all kinds of things about that I want to improve in my health. And I will like things like maybe my exercise, my food. If I want to get new clothes, I'll put that in my body section. If I want to, like I read you my part about sleep in my own life story. Anything that has to do with my health will go in my body section. Okay, so number 1 is body. Number 2, I will write about my mind. How can I grow my mind? How can I develop my mind? What kinds of things can I change that I want to set new intentions for my mind? Maybe I want to take a class. Honestly, I love to take classes. And sometimes when I don't have the money for the class, I will just write it in my life story that I have taken the class or that I am taking the class because present tense. And always the money will come to me from somewhere to take that class. Okay, so I'm throwing that out there because we are going to do some different life story classes. And even if you don't have the money, write it in your life story that you have to take the class, put it in your mind section so that you will be able to join in the class, okay? So anything like learning a language in there, okay? I'll tell you this example. Okay, everyone that knows me, I'm working on learning to speak Tree, okay? Every time someone asks me if I speak Tree, what do I say? No. Do you speak Tree? Kakra, kakra. Small, small. Right? So what happens? My tree is small, small. Because every time someone asks me if I speak Tree, I say it's small, small. So that becomes true. I have lived here almost 6 years. I should speak Tree very well by now. Right? Yep. But whenever someone asks me, or whenever I talk about my tree, that's what happens. So guess what? I have to rewrite that story in my life story. And I need to come up with a better answer so that when people ask me, how is my tree? I can make a better answer that will make it so I can learn to speak Tree instead of stopping myself from speaking Tree. Right? Can you see the problem? And it's a very simple solution, right? Okay. So mind, that's the mind section. So body, mind, spirit.
Yeah.
So the spirit section has to do with your relationship with God. How do you want to feel in your relationship with God? Okay. Is there anything you need to change? Is there anything that you could do better or you want to do a better job? How do you want to feel in your prayer practice or your meditation practice or your scripture study, right? You can put all of those things in your spirit section. You can also, if you are practicing religion, you can write how you practice it in your life story. Okay? All of the things that you want to do a better job of. You can just change the story and write it in your life story. Okay? Body, mind, what? Spirit. Okay, body, mind, spirit. The next one is love. Love has to do with your relationships, and it has to do with the relationships with your spouse, the relationships with your children, your brothers and sisters, your parents, the people around you. If you don't have a spouse, but you need one, you can put that in your life story. Just don't put a name on it, okay? I can't even tell you how many people I know that didn't have a spouse. They couldn't find the right person until they wrote down in their life story what they wanted, and then the person appeared. Okay, so that's a good one. So love, okay, and then so body, mind, spirit, love, money. Okay, so in your money section, you're going to write down about your business, whatever you do professionally. If you work for someone, what kind of an employee are you? Okay, you're going to write down your relationship with money. I actually write my money section in two parts. My relationship with money. Am I even friends with money, or do I hate it? I had a mentor tell me one time, if you don't have money, it's because you have done something to offend it. When he said that, I can't even breathe, but you know, he was right. He said that if you don't have money, it's because you have done something to offend it. So you want to work on your relationship with money, okay? And then you want to write about what you're growing in your business or what you do for a living. And then the last section I write is for anything else that doesn't fit in one of those. So like Timothy, when he wanted a new car, he will just write a section about a new car. Or maybe if someone is building a new house, right? They will write a section about their new house that they are doing. So you can just make other sections for anything else you want to include, anything that is important for you. Okay. So those are the sections: body, mind, spirit, love, money, everything else. Other, I call it other, okay?
Yeah.
I call it other. Okay, we are running out of time. So we are just going to do something really quick, and then we're going to answer Alex's question. Remember his question. We'll come back to the coaches for this. Sometimes you will set a vision for yourself, but that vision never comes to pass. Why? Okay, that's our question. We are coming back to that. But first, I want to tell you about two things that LIFEstory Africa, we are bringing for you, okay, to help you with this. We have just done this class very, very quickly. We just have 1 hour to try to teach you how to write all about your life story. So we are going to do a bigger workshop in the month of February, it will be on 4 Tuesday nights, 4 Tuesday evenings, where we will go into much more detail about how you can write it, how to make it as powerful as you can make it. We will give you more examples on how to write it and what to write. We'll give you a lot more instructions, how to make it as powerful as possible. You can have a chance to ask all your questions and work with the coach. How to know when your seeds have sprouted and what to do when they do. Okay, we are going to talk about that. That's important. How to manage your mood and why. We will be talking more about energy and vibration and why it's so important for you to notice what is happening in your body about that, because that will determine your results. And part of that is the answer to Alex's question. Part of that is the answer, right? So we are going to go into more detail in that other class. Okay, we will actually be writing your life story in that class. So we hope that we have given you something in this class that you can do, so that you can start on your life story, and you can keep hanging in our group. We will keep posting videos and things. But for those of you that want to go more into that class in February, I'm going to just share the screen with you so you can see what we have put together for you here. Okay, the Life Story 4-session workshop is going to be at this same time, and this is the price for it is 200 CDs or 2,000 Kenya shillings. Okay, and these are the mobile money numbers. So if you want to sign up for well, it's only one class, but if you are in Ghana, that's the number. If you are in Kenya, that's the number. You can send that amount to that, and then we need to make sure we have your email so that we can send you the links, okay? So that you can make sure that you join. So 200 Ghana CDs, even if you don't have all right now, send your payment so we save your spot, okay? It will start the first week of February. So it will start actually it's going to start the 2nd, because next week we are going to do this same training on Wednesday. Wednesday. Next week we will do this same training. So you can invite more friends, and you can come back and you can come, and we will talk about this more there as well, okay? But write down these Momo numbers, because this is where you will send your payment if you are wanting to join. Some of you have already sent it. So because you know it's going to be an awesome class, okay? So you can send that if you want to be part of the February training, and make sure we have your email so that we can communicate that with you. Okay, so that's the first thing that we are doing. Now, this other thing, I am so excited because I have done it in the US with clients in the US, and it's magical. So as we are working on overcoming our thought habits and patterns, we have to do a lot of work around changing our thinking, right? And how is the best way to do it? And the best way to do it is, well, let me tell you this. There is a saying that your income will match the 5 people you spend the most time around, right? I think the coaches have all heard that, right? Like your income, it will match the 5 people you spend the most time around. So look at who you are spending time with, and your income, it will match exactly. So if you want more income, what do you have to do? You have to hang around people that make more money so that you can learn to think like they think, right? Yeah. One of the ways we can do that is to join a study group where we will study some of the great thinkers, some of the mental masters. So I want to show you very quickly. Let's see if I stop this share for a second. I'm going to show you. We still have people who are struggling to come into our room. Okay, so this is one of the books that we are going to study very first. We are also starting this in February, the first Saturday in February. We will be doing our first book group, first study group. And these books we have online. So if you join the book group, I will just send it to you in an email. So you don't have to buy the book. It will just come to you. We will just read small a small piece each week, then we will get together like this on Zoom and we will talk about it. This book is called The Science of Getting Rich. It's not a very big book. You can see it's just small. But the man who wrote this book was very smart. He made a lot of money. So we are going to spend some time with him to find how he did it, because he discovered the science of it, the laws that say how much money you will make. If you don't know them, how will you make the money? Unless you know the laws, right? So if you are going to learn the laws, you can study those with us. It's called Inner Circle. It's called the LIFEstory Africa Inner Circle. It's a study group. We'll just send you the book. It's 30 CDs for the month. Okay? So you can sign up for the Inner Circle, same mobile money number. We will send you the Zoom link Saturday morning, probably pretty early because people have to get going on things for Saturday. We want to get as much done before people get going, right? We will jump on the call. We will study together. Here is another book, Your Invisible Power. Look what this is. It's a mind, it's a brain. Okay, this is written by a woman in the 1920s, and she figured this out. She studied from another master and learned that how she could think different would bring her different results. So again, we are going to study that book, and we will just send them to you. It's 30 CDs, or hang on, I have it in Kenya shillings also. Hang on. LIFEstory Workshop. Okay, there it is. Our Inner Circle study group, Saturday mornings, 30 CDs for the month. So each month that you want to participate, you can just send 30 CDs or 300 Kenya shillings. Okay, that's it, to those numbers. And then we'll just put you in the group. I want to make this as easy for anyone who wants to join to be able to join, okay? Because we have had such good success doing it in the US. And everyone that has been participating in this study group for 3 years now, they are creating amazing, amazing, magical things in their life because they have learned to change their mind around things, okay? So let's come back really quickly to, let's come back to the question that Alex has asked. Sometimes you will set a vision for yourself, but that vision never comes to pass. Why? Coaches, what thoughts do you have?
All right, so I would say Christy talked a lot about having a garden and planting a seed. So your vision is like your seed that you've planted. You don't just plant a seed and just leave it like that. No, you have to work with it. You have to work around it, make sure that you water it, you take care of it all the time to make sure that you have a good harvest. So having your vision, there are stages that you have to go through. So these stages will be discussed in our next meeting, right? Becky, is that what you are saying?
Yeah, we will talk about it.
Yeah. So one thing you should know that a lot of people make set visions and it doesn't happen. But there's a way that you can go through and it will happen successfully. That's what we are teaching here in LIFEstory. So once you are here, welcome to the family. Before you realize, all your visions will be coming to pass. Okay. I'm very sure Christy will add more to it.
Christine, do you have some thoughts? And then I'll add my own.
Okay, maybe you said you wrote down something that you wanted, and then it didn't manifest because once you didn't take good care of your garden, maybe you didn't choose the right seed, and then did you end the negative relationship? Maybe it is a relationship, and you want this good, amazing relationship. did you end the negative relationship? Did you clear out the toxic habits? Maybe you stay up too late, you procrastinate, you do things that don't align with your vision. How is it going to come to reality? How is it going to manifest?
Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so here are a couple of my own thoughts about this, because, and this is why it's important to have a coach who can help you, because sometimes we don't see what we don't see. It's like we are so close in it, we can't see what is happening, but a coach can tell you exactly what is happening, right?
Yes.
I think Timothy posted a video about that earlier today, about his roof. So here's what happens. And I've made this mistake many times. And that one of my mentors that I had years ago, he used to say, how do you know what you're thinking about? Because sometimes you think you are thinking about your vision, right? Just like in his question. Sometimes I've set a vision for myself, but then it doesn't come to pass. So we think we are thinking about the vision, when actually you can tell what you are thinking about by the result. So if it's not coming to pass, the chance is that you are not thinking about it being finished. You are thinking about that you don't have it. You are thinking about that it's not finished. And you are focusing on that it's not finished instead of that it's finished. And I'll tell you how this happens, because I have done it many times. I will create a vision for myself, and then I will try to figure out how I'm going to do it. Right? Like that's the next thing. Instead, I should create the vision and keep the vision. Keep imagining that it's finished. You don't have to know how to do it. This is so important. This is so important. You don't have to know how to do it. And as soon as we start to figure out how to do it, now we have changed our mind, and now we are focused on that we don't know how to do it. And while we think we are thinking about the vision, we are not thinking about the vision. We are thinking that I don't know how to do it. It's not finished. Just like Timothy posted in the group about his roof, right? He thought he was thinking about his house, but instead his mind had played a trick on him. And now he is thinking that he doesn't have money for the roof. And that is all he is thinking about. So now his vision is stuck. Right?
Yeah.
So the goal is create your vision, hold it, imagine it finished. Even if you don't know how to do it, just keep imagining it's done. And then the information of how to do it, it will come to you. It will come to you. If you don't know how to do it and you focus on that you don't know how to do it, it will stop. And you will think you are thinking about the vision, but you are actually thinking about that you don't have it. And you can tell that you are focused on that you don't have it, because that is what's happening. And as soon as you change back to holding your vision, it will come to pass. Just like what happened with Timothy's roof in his video that he posted. If you haven't heard his video that he posted, go back and find it from today. Look in the announcements group. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay. Next week, we are going to do the same training. Okay, so you can come, you can join again. Same time, you can share the link with your friends to our WhatsApp group. Tell them they can also come and learn. And we'll just be moving forward, and we will be posting some more videos throughout the week as well. Okay, so if you have questions, put them in that chat, in that student chat. We will answer them there as well. All right. Very cool. That's all I have. Coaches, do you have anything else?
Yeah,
No, that,
good evening. Hello.
yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, good evening.
good evening.
Yeah, please, for the pamphlet, like, how can we get it? See, my network is fluctuating, so I didn't get you guys well. So the handout that you introduced, how can we get it?
So we are going to post a replay of this class again. We will post the replay link of this class after this, so you can watch through it again.
Okay.
Okay, and then the other class will be it's the one on the other. The information for the class and for the study group also we can post in the group, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll just get
Okay,
you,
thank
and if there's information you are still missing, just ask again in the group and we will get it for you, okay?
Okay,
The
ma'am.
book, okay, so for the study group, the books will be sent to your email. So you can either just read them online or you can take them someplace and print if you want a hard copy to read. That's how we will do the study group for now. Those in Uganda, that is a great question. So if you are in Uganda or in any of the other countries that we don't have a pay link, message me and we will figure out how to do that. Yep, Tanya, we got to talk about, we'll figure that out. We can post it in the group also, okay, for Uganda to pay. We're actually building a website right now, a LIFEstory Africa website, and all of this will eventually come through the website, and we will have an online course that you can do for LIFEstory. That will be part as well. The coaches are going to work on creating that as well. So many exciting things happening. We are happy that you are part. We are happy that you took the time to come, and your data also. We know it's a sacrifice for many of you, but not for long, because it's going to change your life. I think you should take a snapshot, like you should take a picture of your life right now on this day, the very first day of your life story, and then compare at the end of the year. If you have done it well, you will be amazed what will show up for you and what you will be able to accomplish in this year, okay? Yes, thank you, coaches. Thank you. Okay, everyone, we'll see you back in the group, and we'll see you next week at the same time if you want to join again, and share the link with your friends, okay? Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.